Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round four, the final round of our league challenge that happened at Die Hard Games on March 13th, 2025. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format everyone wants. League Cup, March 29th at 12 p.m., and League Challenge, April 24th at 6 p.m., all Central Time, all at Die Hard Games. Go see more info in this video's description and check out Pokemon's event locator for premiere and other events at the shop, such as League Challenges, League Cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game. On the left, Charizard. On the right, Lumineon. Just kidding, it's Archaludon. Our Archaludon player is going first, starting things off with that golden Ultra Ball. That item card has them discard two cards, Metal and Iono, in order to search the deck for a Pokemon, Basic or Evolution. Ultra Ball on turn one with Lumineon in the active spot. It's pretty rough because they're probably Ultra Balling for a Duraludon. And yep, they choose Duraludon and put that onto the bench. You can't have Archaludon without Duraludon, so you got to do what you got to do. Play that Ultra Ball, get it down, and move forward with the turn. Our players also eyeing up what's in deck here with this first deck search, as prize cards are a mechanic in the Pokemon trading card game. You start your game out with a 54 card deck, but I think I like the prize card mechanic. Let me know what you think of prize cards in the Pokemon trading card game in the comments. As our player now, may be forced to play another Ultra Ball. Depending on what they get with this Ultra Ball, this could be a little aggressive here, but Ultra Ball discards Professor's Research and Dialga, V-Star. They must have another supporter in hand to find another Duraludon. Okay, really valuing getting two of those down here. No metal in the discard, I don't think yet, so it's not like you could have saved one of those for um, an Archaludon for next turn or something. Maybe research is in hand and they were going to discard, the stuff anyways, so thought, okay, I'll just play the Ultra Ball now and make my top deck that much sweeter. Either way, things are passed over to our left-hand side here, our Charizard side. Charmander in the active, Rotom V put onto the bench. Arven is a supporter for turn, allowing them to search for an item and a tool. Textbook Arven here, searching out, I'm going to miss it, searching out Buddy Buddy Poffin and for a Seal Stone. Buddy Buddy Poffin is played next. That item card allows the player to search their deck for up to two basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less. Pidgey is found and put onto the bench, as well as a second Charmander. Forest Seal Stone gets attached to the Rotom V. Not too much else going on in hand. So that they at least got a Rotom V instant charge. They could use the Forest Seal Stone to find something to play right now. The Forest Seal Stone gives the V Pokemon it's attached to the V-Star Power ability Star Alchemy to search the deck for any card. They're going to go for it now, flipping that V-Star marker over. Rotom V uses the Forest Seal Stone given ability Star Alchemy to search the deck for a card. Pick a card, any card, put it into the hand there. It was too quick, I didn't see it. Generally, you want to use it right away. Like if you're going to use your V-Star power, find a card that you're going to play right now. But they're actually going to grab that rare candy for next turn. And then instant charge with Rotom V to draw three cards and end the turn. So they're betting that the opponent won't disrupt their hand with something like Iono, so they can have that rare candy for next turn. Another strategy is to just save the Forest Seal Stone, the Star Alchemy ability, for next turn in case you do get Ionode or disrupted, you can still search out the missing piece that next turn with the Forest Seal Stone. But just different routes you can take here in the Pokemon trading card game. We'll see how it works out for our player here as they find that rare candy of Forest Seal Stone, instant charge, draw 3 cards in the turn, and our Chaladon is up to play now. Attaching a Metal Energy to the bench Duraludon, scoop up Cyclone, that A-Spec item card, pretty cool move we're seeing here. Picks up the Lumineon V, adds it to the hand. Duraludon moves into the active spot. Then Lumineon V is put back down onto the bench, this time activating its Luminous Sign ability that allows the player to search their deck for a supporter card to put into hand. And look at the supporter they got, that Iono, punishing the early use, quote, early use of the Star Alchemy Forest Seal Stone, potentially. So Lumineon finds Iono, and then Iono is played. That has both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of the deck, and then they draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards. Both players getting 6 here at least. Good news for the Charizard player, still getting a good grip of cards. Duraludon found and put onto the bench now. 2 of them can evolve, but we need Metal Energy in the discard pile to be accelerated with that Archaludon EX Assemble Alloy. Jamming Tower being put into play, negating effects of tools that are in play. So I guess that's probably good then. Maybe RC, maybe our player knew something the professor didn't, and they were fearing the jamming tower, so decided to use that Forest Seal Stone early. Huh? Maybe that was their plan all along. That's the narrative I'm going to go for as the jamming towers get put into play. And then I think it's just a pass, right? Oh no, an attack. Duraludon attacks for 30 damage into that Charizard. Now it is, or the Charmander, excuse me. Now it's the Charizard player's turn, and they start off with the Buddy Buddy Poffin here on the left-hand side. You guys remember what that one does. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less to put onto the bench. Duskull is a good target here. Maybe another Pidgey if you can't evolve it into Pidgeot this turn. I'm actually going to go for just another Charmander. That's fine too. Because you really only want one Pidgeot, so you really only need one Pidgey. It's just scary if your opponent KOs your lone Pidgey. Charmeleon evolves on the bench here. And then we got to get shuffled up after this Buddy Buddy Poffin, of course. So does the Charizard player have the rare candy Charizard? I see the Ultra Ball, so he must just be missing the rare candy. Darn it, that they tried to get preemptively last turn because they were fearing the jamming tower. All right, so just a Rotom instant charge, draw 3 cards, end the turn. More resources, we'll try again next turn. Play resumes over on the right-hand side, our Chaladon side. Metal Energy attached to the active Duraludon. Artisan now put into play as a stadium, and that's used now to search the deck for a basic Pokemon to put onto the bench with no rule box, of course. Perfect to find all the Duraludon with. Also cannot find that. Oh no, no target. It can't find the Radiant Greninja because that has a rule box. Um, our Chaladon player with the potential misstep here, giving their opponent access to Artisan now with no value of Artisan for themselves. So an Iono is played. Both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and then draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards. Both players still get 6 here. As we shuffle things around and bench a Dialga V, and then that Radiant Greninja is found and put onto the bench. Now, Earthen Vessel is next, discarding a Metal Energy. Good. Metal Energy in the discard pile to be accelerated with Assemble Alloy, Archaludon EX's ability. Earthen Vessel discards that card in order to search the deck for 2 basic energy cards, 2 metal energy found off of that Earthen Vessel here to be added to the hand. We could still cycle with Radiant Greninja's Concealed Cards ability if we want. Our player consults their discard pile, Seeing what's in there, I think I've seen at least two Metal Energy. Now there's three, with Radiant Greninja discarding one to draw two more cards. Archaludon EX found and evolved in the active spot, and it's got the Assemble Alloy ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may attach up to two basic Metal Energy cards from your discard pile to your Metal Pokemon in any way you like. So one goes to the active Archaludon. Let's see what they did again. I'll go back just a little. This is after the Earthen Vessel. Thank you guys for your patience as I transpire through time and space with this concealed cards. Yep, we know this already. Evolve, accelerate, one to the active, one to the bench. Okay, interesting they didn't put any more, like on another Duraludon, or even two on that Dialga, but I guess it's important as well to keep two Metal Energy in the discard pile to be accelerated to a needed spot later. Is probably what our player is doing here. And they've got a Metal in hand as well. So just accelerating the, oh, that's all you can accelerate. Excuse me, I'm tripping. I'm thinking you can accelerate three, I guess, with Assemble Ally. You can only accelerate two Metal Energy with Assemble Ally. So all good here. Sorry about that. One to the active, one to the bench Dialga V-Star, and then the Archaludon EX uses Metal Defender for 220 damage, knocking out the opposing Charmander. Um, Archaludon EX also has no weakness during the opponent's next turn, thanks to the effect of Metal Defender, its attack. And now the Charizard player promotes a Charmeleon to the active spot, and play resumes there on the left-hand side here. Let's see, they could take out a Lumineon for two prizes this turn. Dialga V, I think, has 220, so with the Defiance Ban Charizard, they could take out a Dialga V. So starting off with a Charizard EX evolving in the active spot, activating its Infernal Rain ability. When it evolves, you search your deck for three fire energy and accelerate it to your Pokemon, those energy to your Pokemon in any way you like. Two of them, of course, go to the active Charizard, powering up its Burning Darkness attack. One fire energy goes to the bench Charmander for the future, also thinning those cards out of the deck to make the top decks that much sweeter. Next is Arvin as a supporter for turn. Remember, searching the deck for an item and a tool. Okay, we can get the Defiance ban, but oh, and the counter catcher. If they've got a counter catcher, that'll work. Take some prize cards here, but actually going to go for the rare candy. Okay, maybe they've got something else in mind. Maybe they're trying to KO this active here. I might be working too hard. All right, they attach the Defiance Band to the bench Charmander, and then play the rare candy to allow, okay, the Pidgeot EX to evolve here on the bench and get that quick search online. That might also be more important than prize cards as well, unless they've got it all. Ultra Ball being played now, discarding two cards to search the deck for a Pokemon. And yep, they've got the Dusknoir with the Ultra Ball. Pidgeot EX has the quick search ability that allows them to search their deck for a card to put into their hand once per turn, and it's going to be that rare candy. So we're going to see that Duskull evolve on the bench to the Dusknoir, excuse me. And before I get ahead of myself, I'll just let the players play it out here. Rare candy, evolve into Dusknoir on the bench. Curse Blast online. The Dusknoir can knock itself out, as we're seeing happen here, to place 13 damage counters on one of the opponent's Pokemon. The 13 damage counters go on to the active Archaludon EX. Now Charizard EX attacks with Burning Darkness, 180 plus. This attack does 30 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. So two prize cards taken means 240 damage Burning Darkness is doing. And 240 plus the 13 damage counters on there means 370. That Archaludon is knocked out here by the Burning Darkness Curse Blast combo. Dalgavi promoted into the active spot and play resumes there. Can they respond and take two turns, knocking out this Charizard with the Dialga V-Star power attack? Let's see here. As our player consults the discard pile, both players at 4 prize cards here in this mid game. Let's see what's in the hand. There's a Night Stretcher that can bring back a Pokemon or a basic energy from the discard pile to the hand. It'll be a Pokemon. That Dialga V-Star will be recovered from the discard pile with the Night Stretcher and then evolved in the active spot. Second Night Stretcher being played now to recover an Archaludon EX from the discard pile. That gets added to the hand, then evolved on the bench. Then Assemble Alloy is activated, allowing it to accelerate 2 Metal Energy from the discard pile to the active Dialga V-Star. Uh-oh, we're getting close here. 2 more energy needed to be accelerated to the active. Radiant Greninja discards an energy to draw 2 more cards, see 2 more resources to help put this combo together. Get to the Star Chronos equals a KO. As our player assesses their hand, their opponent assesses the discard pile, seeing what their opponent has access to, what they're trying to put together, what they're trying to do to them on this turn. We need another Archaludon EX, basically, to make this happen. First Artisan now to search the deck for a basic Pokemon non-rule box to put onto the bench. I don't know if there's any targets. It was probably just a player seeing what was in the deck to better inform their next decision of an Ultra Ball. Make sure there's an Archaludon EX. Play Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards, search out that Archaludon, add it to the hand, and as long as there are 2 Metal Energy in the discard pile, this is it right here. The powering up of the Dialga V-Star Origin Forms Star Chronos V-Star Power Attack. There we go. Archaludon number 2, Assemble Alloy number 2, accelerates 2 more Metal Energy from the discard to the active Metal Pokemon. Star Chronos is fully powered up now. Pokegear 3.0 is next in the sequence. Item card, looking at the top 7 cards of the deck, searching for a supporter to add the hand from those cards, and Professor's Research is found and added to the hand here. I don't think there was any supporter cards played yet, so that can happen. A supporter card can happen still. As our player gets shuffled up from all these searches here. Another Pokegear 3.0. Yeah, we're probably going to research here. Looking at the top 7. Do they want to add a supporter to hand? It's like you might as well play the Pokegear if you're going to research. You don't grab anything if it's not a supporter. You're just trying to thin out of the deck. As I sense Professor's Research incoming here. Yeah, with the 2 Pokegear 3.0, that player was finding a supporter, right? As if they needed much more here. Going with the Professor's Research, discarding the hand and drawing 7 fresh new cards. Pheasantipity EX is found, but not really needed this turn. You've got everything on board already. So Metal Energy is attached for turn to the bench Archaludon, getting it ready for future turns. Ultra Ball, Golden, not exactly going to be played yet. Anything else to do before the Star Chronos? Oh, we see the V-Star marker flipped, and Star Chronos now is being used on that Origin Form Dialga V-Star. It has 2 attacks. Its second attack is its V-Star power attack, Star Chronos, for 5 energy, 220 damage, and then take another turn after this one. So good to essentially, virtually one-shot big HP things. So 220 onto the Charizard EX, and then the Dialga player gets to take another turn. No, you're not seeing anything wrong here. This is just the power of the time Pokemon Dialga V-Star. As our Dialga player now takes their next consecutive turn after Star Chronos, attaching an energy to the benched Archaludon EX, slowly powering it up for when it's time. Vezendipity EX comes into play, and technically, since the opponent took a KO on their last turn, the last turn that they had, Flip the Script is live. Not before a Pal Pad shuffles back into the deck, a couple supporter cards, boss's orders, and something else probably. I missed it. Feel free to rewind and watch again if you want. The Origin form Dialga V-Star in the active does have its first attack, Metal Blast. 40 plus, 40 more damage for each metal energy attached to this Pokemon. So 5 metal energy, 240 right now it's doing. Enough to clean up the KO on the heavily damaged Charizard here. The Star Chronos loop, as you guys are seeing now happen. Our Chaladon player looks at their discard pile, maybe counting how many metals are in there, what other resources they have in the discard pile that have been spent to better inform their next decision. They're for sure going to take out this Charizard, as that's the primary threat on the opponent's board. Oh, and then here I think they're waiting on a judge ruling for that Vezendipity EX and Flip the Script, how that interacts, um, with the Star Chronos, the taking another turn. And Flip the Script is worded that, on your opponent's last turn, something along those lines. And technically, even though the last turn was 2 turns ago with the Star Chronos interaction, that's still their last turn. Charizard did take a KO on the Archaludon, remember, with the big Dusknoir play. So Flip the Script is live here. They're just waiting on a judge ruling, I believe. So we'll Oh, skip ahead a little bit, and yep, Flip the Script is legally used here to draw 3 cards since the Charizard did take a KO on its last turn. Learning stuff in the professor's lab today. Let me know if you just learned that interaction here today, as Metal Blast cleans up the KO on the opposing Charizard for 2 more prize cards. Pidgeot EX with Free Retreat is promoted into the active spot on the left-hand side, and play resumes there. Next, Pidgeot EX uses its Quick Search ability to search the deck for a card. Yeah, we just need to establish a Charizard here, and we're getting the one shot on the opposing Dialga. Pidgeot EX finds Charizard EX, rare candy already in hand, allowing that Charmander to evolve directly into the Stage 2. Now we are seeing the Charizard ability, Infernal Rain, accelerating just 1 energy this time, fire energy to itself, powering up its Burning Darkness. Artisan now being used. You can use that, your opponent's Artisan Stadium, for sure, to search your deck for a basic Pokemon with no Roblox to put onto your own bench. No more Charmander, sadly, or at least none being targeted in this instance. That Artisan is a fail. At least it was another free deck search, I guess. Pidgeot EX free retreats into that Charizard EX that's doing so much damage. I think it was even getting the KO without the Defiance Man. And then an Iono, nice. Yeah, this is like the best thing the Charizard player could be doing, taking a KO while disrupting, or disrupting their opponent's hand while taking a KO. As they play the Iono, to have both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and then draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards. The Charizard player will get 4 here, while the Dialga player goes down to 2. And they're getting most of their energy and their big attacker wiped off the board here. But Dialga V-Star did its job here, though Charizard says not anymore, as it uses Burning Darkness for, I'll go ahead and calculate it. The opponent's taken 4 prize cards. 300 damage. Oh, and yeah, yep, they were overkilling with the Defiance Band. So 330 damage technically. The Defiance Band does plus 30 damage if the opponent has fewer prize cards remaining than you. So 330, more than enough to KO the 280 HP Origin Form Dialga V-Star. It goes down 2 prize cards taken for a Charizard player, tying things up here in this end game. Our Archaludon EX stomps into the active spot on the right-hand side, and play resumes there as they start things off with a Nest Ball to search the deck for a basic Pokemon to put onto the bench. Another Duraludon is found and established to be evolved in the future. Although it's very scary now because that Charizard is doing, remember, 300 base damage. The Archaludon has 300 HP. There's no way to one-shot this Charizard. So we need a boss's orders to knock out the boss's orders and energy to knock out the Rotom V on the opponent's bench for the last 2 prize cards. There is a flipped script live, and we're seeing it used now to draw 3 cards since the opponent took a KO on their last turn. There is a boss's orders, but is there an energy? Oh no. You can't Radiant Greninja because if you had the energy, you would just have the game. Oh man. See how tight these games get here at the League Challenge round 4. So good. Yeah, our metal player here trying to see the outs, looking at the opponent's discard pile, trying to find anything they can to claw their way back into this game and steal the game before the Charizard player does, because I think they've got game on board. They have check right here. You have to win right now, I think. Yeah, I don't really see anything they can do on board. They already did Pheasantipede EX flip the script. Let's see if we could see the hand. You can't play a draw supporter because then you can't play a boss. You can only play one supporter for a turn. So yeah, I think our metal player's an energy short. Either way, boss's orders bring up the Rotom V and force the opponent to be able to retreat it, to be able to attack the next turn. But they more than likely have it with that Pidgeot EX quick search in play, right? Our Chaladon player back against the wall here, trying to find a way to claim victory here. Is it just by an energy? It was all up to that Pheasantipede EX as this Archaludon manually retreats into the Radiant Greninja. Okay, this is good. I didn't see this. Uh, the player found an out. They retreat into a 1-prizer. So now they force the opponent to have at least a 2-card combo, a way to retreat, and then boss's orders, a way to bring up a 2-prizer. Since they have 2 prizes remaining, you offer up the 1-prizer in this instance to hopefully buy yourself a turn. Good play we're seeing here in this round 4 as our Charizard player now starts the potential last turn of the game with a quick search. Quick searching out thanks to that Pidgeot EX of Fire Energy to attach to the active Rotom. There's a retreat now. And then boss's orders is flashed there to bring up a 2-prizer, retreat into the Charizard, attack that 2-prizer for the last 2 prize cards of the game. Man, that was cool. Top 4 for our league challenge this time was actually our Archaludon player here in the first place. Second place, I cannot remember or know what that player played, sorry. Third place was our Charizard player here. And fourth place was our Walls player, featured in another video. Congrats to our League Challenge champ and to you all for playing some Pokemon. Thank you. What do you think of this video in the commentary? Please leave feedback in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our players for letting their game be captured so we can all learn and enjoy. And I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.